Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we're actually going to be building a starter home in the new world of Moonwood Mill that came with the Werewolves game pack. Now yes, this is like my, I think it's my fourth speed build with the new pack that I'm doing on the channel anyway. And yeah, I've basically only been posting werewolf builds and content the past like week and a half because yeah, I've just been having so much fun with this pack. I've been having a lot of fun building and creating sims and just, you know, playing with the pack in general. I haven't really done any gameplay, funnily enough, but I'm just having a blast like creating sims and builds and all of that stuff. So yeah, we're doing another werewolves build today, and this one is actually going to be a starter home, so I only had 20,000 simoleons to work with. So basically I created a brand new sim right out of Creator Sim, so they had 20,000, and then I bought this lot, which was 1,000, and yeah, that basically left me 19,000 to like do the whole build. And the house actually turned out to be 18,527 simoleons. So you have around like 470-ish, like 470-ish simoleons left over to like play with and get you started and all of that stuff. So obviously you will have to like either get a job or I don't know, maybe like hunt for collectibles or whatever if you want to play in this and you don't want to cheat. But yeah, you still have like a good bit of like starter money to, you know, get on the go with if you move into this house if you have one sim. So obviously if you have two sims and you move into this build, then you'll start off with I think 22 or 24,000 simoleons. I'm not exactly sure, I can't really remember, but if you start off with one sim, then you should have more than enough to buy this house. And this build is also only base game and the werewolves pack, so I didn't use any other game packs or stuff packs or anything like that. So it's base game and werewolves only. Because, yeah, I really wanted to do another restricted pack build as well. I haven't done one since I did a werewolf and base game, like, not starter home, but like a werewolf and base game cottage, like, right when the pack came out for early access. And then I also did the farmhouse build, the werewolf farmhouse. That wasn't base game and werewolves only, but it was, like, I think 3 expansion packs, 3 game packs, a stuff pack, and 2 kits that I used in that build. I'll leave all of these builds linked like on the screen and probably in the description as well in case you missed any of them. But yeah, so I really wanted to do another werewolves and base game only build because yeah, like I said, the last one that I did was I think the cottage that went up like a week, maybe a week and a half ago. So yeah, we're doing another one, and this one, like I said, is actually a starter home because I haven't built a starter home with the pack yet, so I wanted to do both. And this build is supposed to look like really run down. So yeah, I've done a couple of builds on this lot at this point. I think I've done this one, I did the cottage, I did a more kind of like almost modern shipping container type build that was also on this lot. But this one is supposed to look a lot more run down than any of the others. This one is definitely supposed to look very, like, it's supposed to look trashed, basically. Like, it's completely trashed, it's completely, like, abandoned, and, you know, it's not supposed to look like, you know, it's a house that people really, like, take care of or maintain or anything like that. In my head, this was literally a ruin that someone just moved into and moved all of their stuff into, and kind of they're just working with what's here. So a couple of the windows are the new broken ones from the pack, the ones that don't have any glass in them, so they're basically just like open holes in the wall. So yeah, a couple of the windows are like that. There's like bed sheets up over all of the windows instead of curtains. The floor is super cracked. The like ceilings, all of the ceilings are either like with holes in them, or they're the swatch that has, you know, a couple of those I guess like see-through like plastic pieces on them, so the light comes through and all of that stuff. And then also we obviously have that garage door at the front. So that trick is actually something that I saw SUNNYSIMSIE'S over on Twitter. She posted a photo of a build that she was doing on a stream, and this, like, that garage door was like part of the front of that build, and that idea looked so cool that I decided to kind of base this whole build around like incorporating that trick. So I'll leave SUNNYSIMSIE'S tweet, the exact one that I'm talking about. I'll leave that link down below, as well as her YouTube channel. She does do speed builds on her YouTube channel. I think she does them like maybe once a week or maybe more than once a week. I'm not exactly sure, but she does some amazing speed builds. I love them. And then she also streams on Twitch, like I mentioned. So I'll leave her Twitch linked down below as well. But yeah, so definitely go ahead and check out her stuff because, yeah, like I said, all of her builds are absolutely gorgeous. Now, that trick with the garage door, that garage door is actually one that we got with the new pack, with the werewolves pack. And it's actually it's technically a curtain. It's in the curtains category, but honestly, when would you ever put that over a window? I mean, it would have made more sense if it was part of maybe like the wall decorations or like, you know, stuff like that. But it makes no sense as a curtain, because why would you put a big like garage looking door, like loading bay looking door, over a window? It makes no sense. So basically what I did was I knocked out the wall. I replaced that bit of wall with a spandrel and then put the curtain in front of it to make it look like, you know, the bottom bit of it is open. So technically that room is considered to be, it's not considered to be outside. It's still like a fully functional, you know, enclosed room. So if you have seasons, then it's still fully enclosed. But the lighting is a little bit weird because I used a spandrel on an outside wall. So yeah, the lighting is a little bit off. But I just decided to go with it because I really like the look of it. So you have that garage door, and then it has obviously the open bit underneath it. So you can kind of see into the house, kind of like it hasn't been closed all the way. Now, because that is technically a curtain, your Sims can walk through it, which is really funny because they fit underneath the new industrial spandrels as well. So I used those spandrels in the middle of, not in the middle of the build, but in the like, I guess, living, kitchen, bedroom space. I use those spandrels there as well. But basically, they can fit underneath the spandrels, so they end up walking through the whole, like, metal garage door, which looks really, really funny. So I actually ended up putting the couch in front of it, so that they can't walk, you know, through the curtains, like, through the door. So obviously, because the couch stops them, so they have to walk around like you would, you know, in real life. You wouldn't just walk through the big metal door. But yeah, so I did that because, you know, routing wise, it was kind of like, it was kind of funny doing it any other way. But yeah, so that's that trick that I wanted to do. And then basically, like I said, this whole build is just supposed to look very rundown, very cracked. And I put a ton of different cracks and, you know, punches in the wall and, you know, cracks in the floor and all of that kind of stuff, like scratches as well. I put a bunch of them around the house. Like, I think every wall has at least one crack or, you know, scratch mark or something on it. And even off camera, before I went ahead and did like the screenshots and all of that stuff, I actually went around and put a couple more of them on the inside and then also on the outside, because I kind of forgot on the outside. So yeah, I did that off camera. You'll see that in the screenshots at the end. And then I also, we just saw it, but I used one of the new wall, like, not wall, it's not technically a painting, it's kind of like a collage of, you know, like newspapers and like spray paint graffiti type thing that came with the new pack. I actually sized it down one and then raised it up and put it on the inside of that garage door. So it kind of looked, you know, like they painted, you know, spray painted on the door on the inside, just to make it look a little bit more interesting than just, you know, the flat gray of it. And then also because I really wanted to make it look as trashed and kind of basically dirty and messy as possible, I actually went ahead and pulled a lot of these debug food items and cans and all of that stuff from both the like werewolves debug and also the base game debug. So yeah, I did a lot of debug stuff on this lot. On the outside as well, there's a lot of trash lying around, a lot of like overgrown grass and tires and barrels and everything like that. So yeah, I had a lot of fun just making this look like as trashed as I possibly could, because it's not the style that I typically build in. I don't usually build, you know, super messy or trashed or like almost destroyed kind of builds. Usually my builds tend to lean a little bit more towards, you know, like the sim that lives here, maybe they live in an older place, so it's cracked and everything, but they do try and take care of it a little bit, at least. Like, they try and clean up and all of that stuff. Whereas with this build, I just decided, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. I want to do something that's totally messy and just like nowhere that I would ever want to live, because it would drive me insane if there was, you know, this amount of mess everywhere. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. And yeah, everything should work as well. I did playtest the whole build and everything was working in my game. So yeah, you should be totally fine. And yeah, I don't know if your sims will want to clean up any of the debug clutter that I placed around, like the cans and, you know, all of that stuff. I don't know if they'll try and clean it up or like throw it away or whatever. Because, yeah, obviously with a lot of the debug items, some of them spoil and go bad and some of them don't. So, yeah, it's just a little bit of a, like, you know, play and see and, like, find out what happens. But, yeah, like I said, I had a lot of fun just making this messy. And then also using a lot of, like, you know, more rundown furniture, a lot of makeshift furniture. I used a couple of crates in a few places as, like, end tables, stuff like that. And, yeah, also the dresser that we're using in, like, the bedroom area. That dresser isn't functional because it's technically a debug item. So it technically, I think, came in the live edit objects of the werewolves pack. So it's kind of like just decorative. But yeah, so that one isn't functional. But the TV, like, table console thing, that basically the TV stand that I'm using in the living room, those set of not drawers, but like steamer trunks, that's actually a dresser. So you have a dresser, it's just in the living room. And yeah, the one in the bedroom isn't functional, but it doesn't really matter. I never use dressers whenever I play, whenever I do like gameplay or whatever. I never use dressers to have my sims like change their outfit or whatever. I just use either a mirror, or I will more likely just use like the like the Create a Sim cheat to like just cheat myself into Create a Sim. So yeah, that's what I usually do. But yeah, so moving on to the exterior, we've just started landscaping, and you'll notice that I put those like big chimney stacks from the new pack, but they're supposed to look like chimney stacks from a factory or whatever. And in my head, this build used to be maybe like a small factory, or, you know, just a small little factory. I wanted to build something factory-like, but obviously I didn't want to do like a full-on factory build like the library, for example. So yeah, it doesn't really make sense that they would have those big chimney stacks for a build this small. But I like the way it looked, so I kept it. And I just sized them down a little bit. And yeah, I love the way it turned out. And yeah, we're working on doing the outside now and adding a bunch of trash. And yeah, when I said this was messy, I really meant that like it was messy. It wasn't just like overgrown or anything like that. It wasn't just like plant overgrown and like plant messy the way I would usually do. This was actually like filthy messy. Like there's a bunch of trash and everything everywhere. It's like, I don't know, I had so much fun with it. And then I also ended up putting plants in all of those tire stacks that I have around the place. Even the like really tall ones, I have plants growing out of them as well. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then I also ended up putting a bonfire in the big like middle area of the front yard. And I also put a couple of planter boxes, a grill, and a little table and all of that stuff. So there's quite a few things to do on this lot. Obviously, I was a little bit restricted with, you know, what I could add activity-wise, because I was just using the base game and werewolves. And also because I was on a budget, so I couldn't put in anything like a telescope or, you know, anything fancy or expensive. But there are quite a few things to do. There's a computer in the bedroom, there's a TV, there's a stereo, there's a guitar on the inside. There's a punching bag as well. There's obviously a bookcase and all of that stuff. There's like, you know, fully functional kitchen. So obviously you can do cooking because you need a kitchen in a house. And then outside there's the planter boxes. There's also, you know, for skill building items, I say. And then obviously just the bonfire is just, you know, activity. It's an activity for your sims to do. And then I also added a couple of those woohoo bushes from the new pack. I added a couple of them around the build as well. So yeah, there are a few of those outside, whether you want to use them for woohoo or, you know, potty bushes or whatever, you have them. So yeah, that's basically the whole build. We're almost at the end of the video. So yeah, if you want to download this build, it is up on the gallery. If, you know, you want to find it, I'll have all of the download information as well as my gallery ID, all of the hashtags you can use to search for this build, and I'll also have a direct download link to the gallery websites if you want to grab it that way. I'll have all of that stuff in the description, as well as, like I said, SUNNYSIMSIE'S link, so definitely go ahead and check out all of her stuff as well, because like I said, her builds are absolutely amazing. And yeah, this build, like I said, up on the gallery, it's only base game and werewolves, so if you have the new pack, then you're good to go. And yeah, it should work on console as well, obviously, because, you know, gallery is like cross-platform. I can't speak. But you'll also notice something random, but I actually forgot to turn on the correct reshade preset when I was building this. So I built this with a different preset than I use for the intro and for the screenshots. So in the intro and in the screenshots at the end of this video, basically the lighting and like the shadows and everything is going to be a little bit different, because I like that preset more, the one with the more defined shadows. But yeah, so that's something random that I just forgot to do. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, give the video a like. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll talk to you in my very next video. Bye everyone!